皆さんのおはようございまする。今日はね、もう Monday ですね。So I was thinking moving forward, I'll make Mondays guaranteed, best of my ability, review of how Japan's going, thinking, and then I'll change it as need be and go from there, as the kids say. So weekend was good. Probably one of the last nice weekends for the season. Yeah. It was nice and 70 something. Went to Eisenhower, played some Pokemon, saw some friends, raided our bowls off, as the saying goes, and a little bit of tan/burnt because I wore a tank top. Because I was like, well, you know what? I ain't getting the sun here getting much sun moving forward because we got the last week of September now. My parents are celebrating their 40th wedding anniversary, as it were. So that's pretty cool too. Kind of see how it goes. I'm not really sure what's the best way, but back on because it's kind of sunny in the morning, as the kids like to say. It's another manic Monday, a crazy fun day. So I had a little hangout with the neighbors next door this weekend, and then I had a bit of a mix-up with my friends. So we had the ideas of a plan to go. So a few things I noticed that for me came up that maybe shifted the story in my head of what was going on. So I got a text the night before. So one, I try not to text like after 7 or 8 because I don't want to deal with people. But my exception is if we are like doing something, I do want to like not leave you hanging, since right, if I don't respond, then it's gonna be like the next day, which maybe that's what I have to do here in this case. So my friends had said basically, oh no, I'm gonna sneeze. I mentioned they were going to Trader Joe's at a time instead. So another thing came up for me is I'm very much an ahead of times plan. The last minute kind of plans for me are very, not what I like. I do prefer that we have a time and plan ahead, and then we just go from there. There is no last minute. I really do want to just get things in order so we'll move on with our lives and do things accordingly. Yeah, a lot of cars this morning. We're supposed to have to. We'll just turn here. I have to do a U-turn or something. Because it's not going to go according to K. I'm like, kaku. So yeah, I did notice a few things, and then my brain ended up filling up the story that they were going to the movies to watch this new movie instead of watching it at their home, which to me made sense. I can't imagine a situation where you would tell the people you're hanging out with to go to a store, right? Unless you're like, I'm like, all right, I'll pick up snacks and go to Trader Joe. That was kind of what I was thinking, and then it was like, actually no. And then we both ended up playing the waiting game on each other and did not hang out. I also was like waiting for. I'm like, well, if they're hosting, like they'll let me know if like they're back or if something's going on, or they'll check in. No check in. Which brings up another part is can't really assume with people. That is really another kind of point here. So when you assume, ask of you and me. So I assumed and they assumed, and then disaster struck. Also, I think it is two differences in if you have like friends and family who have different planning styles. that can be, I think, is what's going on as well. So that's kind of a note for you. You know, if you are making plans, people make sure you're very much on the same page. I think being proactive on how you're establishing a plan or an idea can help. Because we didn't have one, and it was very relaxed. Like, yeah, we're just gonna hang out. It's like, well, just say a time, like time, place. What's sort of like expectation? I think also right for me, like last minute, like I like, why are you not telling me last minute? So interesting there too. And me sort of like filling in the story in my head. I guess we sort of do that all anyway in all situations. If we're left to imagination, it'll sort of fill in the gaps. And then the Ryder Cup is coming as we're going up to 135. It is this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm going to avoid Bethpage area at all costs, like the plague. 135 goes right by it. There's an exit. Not too bad. So, kind of see. That's the next. October is basically here in a week. And this weekend we'll celebrate my parents' 40th, little family gathering. I'll have to also address my plans for the holidays. I'm at the point in my life I will not ask someone to drive an hour for something. To be me, I bring up, hey, like, that's what I'm thinking. If you'd like, great, but no pressure in either way. The kind of for Christmas and the Thanksgiving. And if they want to chat, I'm more than happy to do like a video call. Not a problemissimos for misios. So we'll do that. That's where I'm at. Like, yeah, that's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. とらっしゃいやらな。今日はね、何のテーマやりますな。Oh, I could do a Nihongo on too. Oh, double the fun for double the trouble. That could be equally. Maybe I do that on Tuesdays. Nihongo no like video. That might be the trick. Yeah, random thought I had this morning was definitely trying to be more of a schedule on how I do things. Like, all right, this at this time. That way, at least I'm like sort of beholden to some sort of like structure, because I've noticed when my energy is like bursting loose at the seams when things are not in an order, then I'm like, oh, and that's also the sound effect of my aunt, my mom's sister. Yeah, everything's always a problem. It's like a girl who cried doctor. So my mom had to help a lot with her. There was we do have AFib in our family from Grandma Omi's side, so that there is that. Also, my friend Whitney Houston is very much like to talk about the trauma of the things like World War II, the Cultural Revolution, stuff like that, which impacts someone's DNA, and then that gets passed on to their kids, which I really could see being the case for a lot of people, from my grandparents, right, for me, to our parents, and then affect me. But then probably by the time this generation has kids, it should be cleaned out. But I could definitely see with my aunt, because my grandma, like, definitely traumatized by the World War. Like, right, saw people die, like people shot in front of her, almost died many times. So really, it is a miracle that I'm here. My mom, and aunt are here, because so many chances that it could not have. And then also like the going to the U.S. being sort of lured in by the promise of streets lined with the gold, as the story goes, with America being like, yeah, America, fuck yeah. Oh, this could be traffic for the Ryder Cup, because like we're by Hempstead Turnpike, which is the exit before Bethpage. Yeah, it's got to probably be people who are like, oh, let me go to Bethpage, and it's like, no, bro, those roads are closed. Maybe I should have taken Southern State. Tomorrow I'll have to see what GPS is. GPS says 110. Ay, fucking hell, bro. I forgot about my late one. I should have been fucking doing that. Or maybe about the same time. Anyway, I was so excited to get you the video. I was like, well, you doing a video for ya? What else we got for yous? Thought I'd show you that. Work is pretty good. We did hire new guys, and they're the two portion of the business. So there's direct to the consumers, and then there's that's like the retail. Then there's to stores. So I'm usually doing the store orders, which is like the bigger ones, like the whole sleeves of product. Whereas the direct to the retail stuff, we used to have one guy dedicated, now we have two. Which with the amount of orders, to give you like a perspective, like it's up to like 400 orders or 200 a person, and it's like, my friend, the boss, is of the understanding or thought, I would say, slight delusion that you have to pick at his speed, which is maybe something closer to like maybe 50, 60 orders an hour, like one per minute. And it's honestly, I would say, not designed optimally to make sure we're doing things as quick. They ended up moving the product out of the back room to like the bigger warehouse. So now for those orders, right, it's 400 orders, and we're saying like 30% or whatever, maybe more, has products that are outside. So you're walking out. In my mind, I would have thought to just keep that stuff in the back, because I was organizing it Friday, and there's definitely a lot of spaces, and things are not, I think, organized optimally based on like how popular and to minimize travel distance. I don't think my friend is considering that, because then the other guy too is very much like, yeah, we have to have it out there and have it all together. And it's like, well, I don't know. Like, to me, it makes more sense. You just have it in the back. You can keep the extra stock in the main part of the warehouse. Right? You could have like, it's a pain in the ass, but as long as you have, let's say, like 40 sleeves of product, I feel. But hey, like, they want to do it like that, no problem. I don't care. It doesn't make no difference to me if you want to be wasting your time. I don't care, no nothing. I'll send the fucking shit. I'll fucking put it out there, and I'll be done with my day. I don't care. Let people do whatever they want. People don't want to text you, no problem. They don't get to see you. People want to do this. This is okay. You want to play Pokemon? We'll play Pokemon. You want to drink coffee with me? Drink coffee with me. You want to text with me? That's great too. Whatever the fuck you want to do. Also learning. People do whatever they want. You will do whatever you want. Meet somewhere in the middle, great. Can't carry the relationship. I'm not carrying nothing. Like, hey, I will clearly communicate where I'm at if I'm not going. At the same point, I'm not just going to be like, hey, like... So I think a lot that was also what led to the sort of mishap on my friends. Right, I'm at the point, I'm not doing extra work. I'm going to do what I can. At the same point, I will show up if I can. And it's like, you know what? Whatever. When it happens, it happens. I don't care. Whatever. Look, for me, definitely a shift, though. Probably the first time in a while I've very much been like, well, I could do this. This will be done. And that is the boundary, as they say. Ava Nagila. Yeah, people driving like crazy cats. Crack. Yeah, definitely was like that Bethpage area. That's affecting up a little bit. But Pokemon is good. I know we're trying to like get that Nihongo Daijoubu ni naru naru no na. Watch. Been walking a bit more, which is good. There's like a Pokemon. They added a feature to celebrate the level cap increase to 80 from 50, which is one form of insanity. But we'll see. See how it goes. So yeah, there's like I like this feature where they have tasks that like track things that you do, and then you get to the next stage after you do it. But designed not the best way. So for example, they have like walking tasks, they have catching tasks, they have completing game tasks, as they're called tasks in the game. They have throwing like great throws, they have hatching eggs, they have battling things. So basically all things you do in the game will progress you, but flaw in design. So there's like 50 stages, and it's sequenced in a way where there are time gated ones. And you're asking, how you mean time gate? As in this way. So yesterday the one I had was walk 18 kilometers, which I walk a decent amount. I wasn't able to do it because I wasn't walking all day. If I was in the city, probably would have happened. But right, like to walk that much, you have to be like, all right, I'm going to go walking. I know. Oh no. So there's ones like that. There's sending like a certain number of gifts. Now you're allowed up to 400 friends, and theoretically, if they open every day, then you can send a gift to people. Now I have a lot of friends who open up my gifts. I do not open up their gifts. So the TLDR is I'm able to send the gifts also because I'm part of so my friend Adam, the good Adam, because I'm the evil Adam, as it goes. You know me. Maybe I'm the evil one. So he introduced me to a friend, Penny, who is runs not Discord, Telegram. It's like a chat app. Slide aside, there's way too many chat apps. There should just be like one main ones that we use, but we have so many because there's like Telegram, there's Discord, there's WhatsApp, there's like Messenger, there's texting. Kind of annoying problem to deal with these days. There's just too many fucking ways to message people. So I understand my friend Anthony, who got me the job. He's just like, he hates it. I get it too. He also hates calls because like it interrupts his work. That is the job for him. Nobody's been done calling me, so I don't care. But then you also have people who are like some people at the warehouse where it's like, well, I'm going to be on my phone doing this. And it's like, I think in the modern day and age, so we'll do a slight like rant on the modern day and age, we need to create very clear expectations on like what's good and not. Having grown up with a phone, it's like cool. Just don't like, I think the understanding is don't be like a dick about using your phone at work, right? Don't just be like on your phone doing stuff for like too long. We had a guy who was like excessively on his phone, would sneak away into the stacks, was like abhorrently late all the time. And well, you know, those behaviors you really, right? If it's a behavior you can't really even like, it's a look you can't even like, you're like, you can't like, there's no like, right, like benefit of the doubt, like there is none because you've used it up. So there's that. I think when I worked at Starbucks, I was very much tried not to be on phone because it was customer service, and I kept my phone in the back, which was good. And then I would look on my breaks and stuff. So that was like, I guess my thinking there was like, right, if we're trying to interact with the public, like, we shouldn't be distracted by these supercomputers. If you worked with me, you honestly, yeah, if you worked with me, you never called me on my phone. And if you did, it was probably when I was on my break. That was one thing I was very much trying to purposely do. Which actually, honestly, was probably better, because now I have my phone on me because, like, I'm bored. I don't want to deal with this fucking, like, picking stuff because it's, like, kind of annoying. It's not annoying. It's very, like, it's very brainless. Because there's no, like, I'm not interacting with like a person or like, like connecting with that, which is very important to me. And two, it's very like, all right, grab the product, scan it, and I'm scanning like 20 to 100 items, and I don't like the sound of that. So you have that. As we get ready for Japan, I feel like the spring is calling. I think that'll be a good time. It gives me time to save the money, really kind of like fine tune my habits, and get back into the space of like actively like getting things done, progressing forward, get back to the gym. The walking this last week was really good for you guys, so that I will show that. I got to 100 kilometers in Pokemon Go, which I'm usually like the 60, so that was definitely like an improvement. I did go to the gym twice. I almost went yesterday, but got distracted by Pokemon Go. It was not my proudest moment. It was Shadow Groudons, and you can invite people if you host the raid through like an app, and then for my old account. I mean, my friend's account that I borrowed. Very interesting how the Pokemon that works. They used to be very much against like spoofers and stuff like that. They do say against the TOS if you have multiple accounts. I think at the end of the day, if you spend money, they probably don't care, because there's like so much money into Pokemon Go. It's a very interesting sort of dynamic. The new company has made it very pay to play. Not really. You can still play. It's how much you can pay. They're rolling out events literally every week. There's hardly any time now where it's not just like regular, boring, like whatever spawns come up. Because like it used to be like, all right, it would be like, all right, find like a cool nest of something you don't have. So I did enjoy, and I do enjoy that going out part, because you get like extra experience if you spend new stops, kind of checking out the area. So like I was at Patchog, and I was in the Main Street area after I went to see my old boss, who had came out for a Magic event. And that was cool. I walked around and I did the Galarian bird trick, so in the game there are 3 legendaries: Moltres, Articuno, Zapdos. If you know Pokemon, you probably know these. And in the newer games from the Galar region, they introduce, because this is a new gimmick, they introduce different forms or versions of older Pokemon, which is very cool because you're hitting that nostalgia. Did start with Alola, the Hawaii place, Galar, which is like an industrial UK, Hisui, which is like an ancient place. Now they also have these ancient and futuristic versions. Paradox, which is really cool because it's one of my favorite, actually maybe my favorite Donphan / Phanpy. So he has Great Tusks and Iron Tusks, something like that. So like the Pokemon will, for most, it's like those 2 versions, like the old one, ancient, prehistoric, and then they have the like robot version, basically. Somehow the powerful ones are the ancient ones. I don't know how that worked out, I guess design-wise, but none of the, like, competitively, which is interesting. I'm always, as you can see, design and how things are made to be good or maybe not. Just catch my eye. So I think that's also part of the fascination for me, for language and how communicating and thinking. Right, so example for like quieting my mind and giving me a system. Right, when I was in Japan, or if I'm talking in Japan, I'm not thinking about the meaning of the words, how things are. I'm like, all right, thinking, what word do I know how to say this thing? And then I say the thing, and then I have to be very listening. But I've listened, so I was listening. Okay, so this is really funny. I'm listening to BoJack Horseman in Japanese as practice, and it's kind of funny because like I'm hearing him like, oh, that's really funny, and like how they translate some of the names is like it's like the same exact silly like animal thing. The voices are really like they did such a good job. So I think I have to really make sure I'm also actively, if I'm listening to something or watching, then I can walk or Pokemon, but also listen so I can like get the 4 for 1, 3 for 1, We are almost at the work. And we're at 25 minutes for you guys. Oh, so much fun. Para ti una video. Que bueno como un café. Oh, I forgot the filters for coffee though. Oh well, it's zannen. Like I tell you exactly why. Because my dad moves everything. I can't set up myself to have things out and see them. I have to see things or I don't have them. So there's that. So anyways. All right, until next time.